This is Colorado's.
Heart and soul, baby. Heart and soul.
But also, I don't want to make you responsible for the terrible decisions that I've made when putting this together.
MTG Basics. Keep it basic.
Welcome back to the Nameless CEDH podcast. I'm joined by
I just got my first name. Actually, it's Eric. So you're here first.
well, welcome back, Eric. I know we've done some like smaller interviews before, but we're not gonna actually have an actual podcast, me and you. This is phenomenal. It's kind of tough for me because I haven't seen you a lot lately.
Yeah, some things that like my work schedule changed around, so I haven't been able to like record stuff as much as I liked. I also haven't really been watching like a lot of like CEH content. So it's really nice to be here, kind of back in the saddle. We're gonna be playing some games later,
Yes.
Which I'm super duper excited about. Yeah, it's always great getting to hang out with you though, because I think we hung out at like Land Go at Mortal Kombat. I feel like I associate talking with you with high level tournament play. Which I don't know if that's something people associate me with. This is like a huge boost to my elo.
High tournament Lumra gameplay.
That's true.
Lumra?
Oh yeah.
Going into topic number 1 of discussion today, we're only looking at Eric's Lumra list, their primer list.
Mm-hmm.
Let's pull that up. Cocaine Bear by Critical. Let's start looking just like talk. I've seen Tezzeret in a lot of these lists.
Yeah.
How have you been liking Tezzeret?
Oh, it's been tons of fun. I think I am always super duper hesitant to put cards that you can't really tutor in lists.
Yes.
And so that's why historically I've been very like against instants or sorceries, even really, really powerful ones like Scapeshift. But Tezzeret just lets you kind of turn colorless mana into colored mana, which is something really, really difficult. Surprisingly, being a monocolored big mana list, green tips are really, really difficult to come by. And then also just kind of like smooths out like a lot of ways of like, you know, getting from point A to point B.
Yeah.
Which is really important in a monocolored
You get
list.
your Zern Orbs, your Amulet of Vigor,
Exactly.
or your Mana Vault, you know, whatever it is though. And I mean, it can get Tiller Engine, can't it? Oh, it's 1 or less. No, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, that'd be even better. I mean, Amulet is safe. This card seems phenomenal, and I've again played against some good Lumras, and it seems like it's been working out very well for them. It even just untaps their Mana Vault or whatever. Phenomenal. Is there anything else new? It looks like there's a few newer cards in here, but like, which ones are you seeing the most that have been most impactful from like maybe Edge of Eternities or?
Oh yeah, Edge of Eternities was huge. I think Ice Till Explorer isn't just I think one of the best cards in this list, but I think personally it's one of my favorite cards in like cEDH right now.
Yes.
I think that the ability to hit an additional land is always super duper nice, but the fact that you can get it from your graveyard in a very fetch heavy format means that you're really, really able to accelerate your mana base. And so if you can resolve like an early Finale or Green Sun Zenith, this is a really good way to make sure that you're set up for mana the rest of the game. Yeah. I've been plugging this into most of my list just because it seems to really, really smooth things out. And then also, this is one of many, many things that goes infinite with Springheart and Tuco.
Yes. Even more so than other things.
Yeah. There's a lot of things.
Oh my gosh.
Springheart and Tuco, I feel like, is like Green's like Ruthless Technomancer. Where someone's like, holy cow, I found a way to break it.
like, oh, another way?
Whoa, no way. But yeah, it's really good. And then the landfall ability causing stuff to then go from your mill. And then like a graveyard deck, nuts. It's crazy.
Phenomenal. I mean, again, I've been talking about it a little bit last week. I've been playing a lot of Vintage Cube and like 60-card format. This card's phenomenal in 1v1.
Yeah.
Think about it in 1v1. Oh,
yeah.
You fetch. I'll fetch 8 times. Oh, I've strip mine. Oh, I'll strip mine 4 times.
Yeah.
Oh,
funny story about this. I actually, because I haven't been able to play in person as much as I wanted to, I started playing Magic the Gathering Arena, and they're in Brawl. Brawl's like a thing there.
Yeah.
So I put Lumra together in Brawl, and my first 40 games I went 38-2. And like most of that was strip mining people.
Yeah.
I still.
Oh, that's disgusting.
2 other big things are Root Path Purifier was something that when the deck first got started, about a year and a half ago after it got spoiled, this was one of those cards that people were sharing, and they're like, it's kind of cute, but don't know if it's something that we've really been looking for. But a couple community members put together like basically like a Scion of the Dragon level of like tutor chain thing.
Like
where,
a Sisay tutor chain, like
basically. I don't remember most of it off the top of my head, but if you can get Root Path out, you can take like a Ghost Quarter or like a Prismatic Vista, and then you can start working your way up in a really, really interesting way. And so Horizon Explorer, which is another creature that came out in Edge of Eternities, which is a Tiller engine that's searchable via Green Sun Zenith, also creates lander tokens, which gets you basic lands. So I think that was a creature that Root Path Purifier previously was something that, I don't want to say like fringe, but people were on it for the love of the game.
Oh, so this works a lot better with Root Path.
It definitely like helps things out a lot. This means that instead of having to like kind of like focus and dial in on like a specific game plan, you're able to just kind of progress your general board state without committing to any particular line.
You don't even need Lumra for these things, right? You can just find them and then get any land you need, the one that deals with an opponent the most. Let's read these two cards real quick. Sorry, I know the Ice Tail's a little more common, but Horizon Explorer says lands you control enter untapped for 2 and a green, and whenever you attack a player, create a lander token. Lander says sack this token for 2 and tap. Search for a basic land, put in tapped and then shuffle, but obviously it untaps, or it is untapped with Horizon. And then Root Path Purifier is a 4 mana, 3 and a green, 3/4 that says lands you control and land cards in your library are basic. So yeah, all these effects that like Prismatic Vista, like you said, fetch a basic land, actually just gets any land in your deck. Pretty good little combo. I forgot about Horizon Explorer, so that makes it better.
Yeah, and so that means that you can turn your Prismatic Vista, it's going to go get you like an Urza's Cave.
Yes.
And then your Urza's Cave can go get an Echoing Deeps, which enters as a Urza's Cave. Then you just, if you have enough mana, you can just keep fetching and fetching and fetching.
Every deck in your list at some point.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And then, if there's one thing this deck does, it's make a lot of mana. I see you hovering over Famous World Tire. This one, This takes me back to my casual days.
Dude, so, okay, I'm going to read this card, and I'm going to have my experience after. This is an 8 mana, so this is 5 and 3 green, Ward 3, 0/0. It has Devour Land 3, first I've ever seen this text on a card ever.
Yeah.
As this creature enters, you may sacrifice any number of lands. It enters with 3 times that many +1/+1 counters. Relevant, again, if you sack 1 land, you get 3 +1/+1 counters. But when it enters, look at the top X cards of your library, where X is this creature's power. Put any number of lands onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. The first time this resolved against me, it was like sack 12 lands, mill 36, or no, look at 36 or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, it's 3 times?
It's so many times!
Yeah, I was like, wait a second. I thought it was like, you sack a land, you get a thing. No, it's 3 times as many.
It's so, yeah, usually when you're dealing with force multipliers in mono green, you're dealing with like doubling season effects, which are usually not too helpful in CEDH. It's very rare for me to be like, instead of getting 1 counter, what if I got 2? Whoa!
That's so relevant.
That's crazy. Format breaking. But I think that like this is like pretty typical stuff that we'd see from like mono green, where you're just paying a lot of mana to get a gigantic creature.
Yes.
But then instead of it just entering with like 3 times the counters, you get to look at like often with Lumra, you're looking at least a third to half of your deck. And if half your deck is lands, you can go from like 5 to 15 lands really, really quickly.
Yes. It also is just like kind of like you said earlier, like a scape shift effect. Not choosing what you're getting, but you're getting so many that it doesn't really matter because you again are basically super demonic tutoring.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And this is infinitely more tutorable than scape shift. Like you can Eldritch Evolution into this. And then you can like start doing like Miracle Loops or things like that. So huge fan.
I think that's most of the new stuff for creatures.
Yeah, those are most of the newer ones.
It's funny.
Yeah, I love Heartwood Storyteller. I think I say this all the time. My preferred way of solving problems is creating new ones, and I think few things are more emblematic of that than Heartwood Storyteller.
This is the most like I will force a draw card of all time.
Oh yeah.
I'm on a Molda 3. I kept land that taps for 2 green, land. Heartwood Storyteller. Turn to Heartwood Storyteller, good luck. Because no one's killing it unless they're trying to win. And if they're trying to win, they're like, wait, no. we'll stop you because we want to draw our whole deck.
Yeah, exactly. So moved up to Conifer recently, and living in the mountains, there's like bears and like mountain lions and stuff. And one of the things they say is that like if you're against a wild animal, they'll like make yourself look like really big and make like a lot of noise. Because even though a mountain lion could easily kill me if I like go, whoa, they're gonna think that like I'm like
Scarier.
I'm scary. Hardwood Storyteller in Lumra, I think, is very similar to that. Is like, Blue Form is going to be like, oh my god, they're going to draw so many cards.
Oh no, I'm going to draw 40 lands. You go out there drawing Silence, Demonic Tutor, Second Silence, Abolisher, Cavern of Souls.
But it is like, I think Hardwood Storyteller is the type of stacks piece I prefer, because I think this is oftentimes how Rhystic Study functions, is if someone else tries to storm off, while they're trying to get ahead, this card drags the rest of the pack with them.
Yes.
I've definitely been in games where, like, a Rockside player thinks they're better than, like, Hardwood Storyteller. They're like, oh, I'm just going to cast, like,
20 spells.
Yeah, so what are the odds that my opponents are able to stop me with 60 cards? Like,
pretty good.
How hard could it be?
Generally pretty good.
But while that's mostly for the inclusions, things that have been coming out, and I think this is a trend with a lot of lists lately, is like there's no like collector oof.
Yes.
Manglehorn's been out for a while, since Dockside, rip, Missy King.
Our favorite goblin.
favorite little gobbo. But I think there used to be pretty equal representation in the Lumra community between turbo, mid-range, and stacks. And I think stacks is definitely still viable, definitely still an archetype. Love you, Lumra, stacks players out there. But I think that we're kind of seeing, in a way that I think a lot of people in the format is I think stacks is just harder and harder to make work. I think it's one of the most difficult archetypes to pilot.
Yes. Very much so a pilot skill thing rather than like a difficulty casting the stacks piece. You can cast the stacks piece pretty easily.
Yeah.
Can you play the stacks piece right?
Not me.
It's a lot harder.
And so I think that like Hardwood Storyteller is the type of like stacks piece I would prefer, where like instead of stopping you from making a win attempt, I'm just putting myself in a position where if you make a win attempt, I get to make one too.
Yes. Or everyone can stop you, then we go to my turn.
Yeah.
And I just win. Like you just stopped you, thanks.
Yeah. Oh, that's crazy. Another draw. Sorry, guys. Natural Order was one.
Consume for Famished. Or a Shia.
Oh, whatever you need. It was kind of coming in and out of lists before.
Yeah.
But between Horizon Explorer, Ice Till, and Famished, it's really, really easy to convert a Natural Order either into a win attempt or
insane and massive value.
Yeah. You'll see in the Sorceries, everything is a creature tutor.
Yes.
Quick little cut in, little audio issue, but we're back now. Let's go in these sorceries real quick. I think, like kind of like we were talking about with all the creatures, like there's a lot of options, right? Any of your creature tutors find basically any piece. Maybe the green specific ones can't get them all, but they all do something really good and for a good amount of mana.
I think no card in cEDH I think is necessary. Like not even the commander. So I try really, really hard when I'm like working with lists to be very like judicious about like does this like earn its spot. I think a huge part of that also goes with like play patterns, like personal preferences. I tend to lean a little bit more towards like the turbo side than like mid-range things. So especially if I'm playing like a fringe deck, I want things to be able to have like the versatility of like I want to be able to like push for a win as much as possible. But if if you like slide like Mind Break Trap, like Force of Will, like it's one thing on the table, you're like, Eric, don't do it. I want to be able to then pivot. And so there are some cards that are really, really powerful, like Scape Shift, for instance, which a lot of people really like, that I have found in cEDH, especially in tournaments. There's not a good way for me to say, like, come on, just let me in a lands deck
value Scape Shift.
I can say, well, I'll just only sacrifice one land and then I'll go get like a fetch. But then like, I don't know, why am I paying 4 mana for that? I find that creature tutors allow me to ascend and descend like the value that I'm getting based off of to like the threat assessment at the pod.
Yes.
Because especially, you've mentioned this in like that you like play Legacy and other forms of like cube. Lands is like a super duper strong archetype.
Yes.
But in CDH we don't see like a ton of it. So I think it brings a level of like kind of like unfamiliar and like strange that makes it
niche.
It's really difficult for
Yeah.
opponents to appropriately like threat assess you. And so, you know, if I cast like a Nature's Rhythm, they're like, he could be getting anything. And then I'll say like,
Oh, good Giant Armor.
we'll see, you know.
Well, exit 12, I could be getting a Giant Armor.
Well, what if I used to get a Hardwood Storyteller? What does that do? It draws 2 cards. Okay, yeah, you can get it.
Yeah, so these all like again, these all get creatures in a different way, but the versatility of like Nature's Rhythm being able to harmonize from graveyard because it says harmonize X 4/4/4 or X green. So when you mill it off of Lumra, things like that, it's double tutor, right? Finale Devastation says if you pay more than 10, all your creatures gain haste and or not haste, haste and X plus X plus X.
Yeah.
The amount of mana you spent. That's a win con. And then Green Sun shuffles back in when you cast it, so you can go through lines and loops, making sure you don't ever deck yourself. All just like double versatility cards that are already good, but twice as good now.
Yeah, so they're either win cons available from the graveyard, or with Eldritch and Natural, they kill Lumra.
Yes.
So,
very notably.
Yeah. So I'm looking even for like a really, really powerful card. You know, for instance, like Green Sun Zenith, and we'll get to it later if we're doing the lands package. But right now I'm on a loop that involves like drawing people out.
Yeah.
If I ever come off that like because there's just a more efficient win con, Green Suns is something that's like definitely on the chopping block.
Yes.
And I think it's really, really important if you want to play a list that's like not blue farm. Once you dip below S plus card quality
3 decks, you know.
Yeah, I think you have to be extremely willing to like cut those like pet cards.
I think you have to be already like more so than anything else. Yeah,
because there's just a level of like kind of layering and synergy that you have to go for.
Especially in one color, right? If you have 3 or 4 colors, it's a little easier. Maybe. Yeah, but when you have one color, you're like, ooh, I really have to be careful.
Yeah, no, we can't afford to be on hunting grounds.
Poor hunting grounds flashback. Rip roll.
Well, the real ones will get that. Yeah, and then and since I think the biggest standout, you know, talking about like high card quality, you know, Eldrazi Confluence. Obviously, everyone knows it's you know, CDH All Star.
What does it do again, Eric?
It's a modal spell. You can choose the same mode more than once to a total of 3. The first one is target creature gets +3/-3 until end of turn.
Kill spell.
Yeah, so you can kill up to like 3 creatures if you want.
Yeah.
You can exile target non-land permanent, then return to the battlefield tapped under its owner control. That's a great way to get another Lumra activation, or you can use Blossoming Tortoise, which is something that on ETB returns a land from your graveyard to the battlefield. Or the last abilities, you can create a 1/1 colorless Eldrazi Scion, kind of like a Malevolent Rumble situation. And so, you know, for me, this is really, really helpful because this gives you a lot of interaction that I don't normally have. Previously, the best creature removal I was on was Mouth of Renam.
Sorry, more Scryfall on that. Hold on. Mouth of Renam.
Yeah, get ready for this. There we go.
Oh,
yep. For the listeners, you can pay 4 and a snow to sacrifice
5 mana,
and then you deal damage to target creature 4 damage. And then the other one we were on was actually a Doctor Who card called Ominous Cemetery.
I do know Ominous Cemetery.
This one comes in and out of the list.
Let's pull this up. Oh no, I spelled it wrong. There it is.
I can't believe you spelled cemetery wrong. You can pay 5 and exile it to force an opponent to shuffle a creature into their library. So there's a couple other like random pieces like this. I think that Ominous Cemetery and Mouth of Renam are great examples of how you really do have a lot of options for interaction in a land suite, but it isn't always the best. So it's a tight balance of, you know, Ominous Cemetery is almost impossible to interact with. And, you know, like if I'm resolving like a crop rot, you're not expecting me to then shuffle your Glimmer Buccaneer back into that library
and exile my own land in the process.
I'm only on 53.
Yeah,
I think Eldrazi Confluence can take what previously we were trying to do, but also introduce like a few extra options. So
Yeah.
big fan.
And then I also do see the brood ship. This is just another additional land on each of your turns. There's a lot of Edge of Eternity's cards in this.
Yeah. Edge of Eternity's ruled.
Dude, this is phenomenal.
And then also you're almost, if you have this out in Lumra at the same time, you're almost always able to get its secondary station ability.
Oh yeah.
Which then gives you another way to kind of get stuff back from your graveyard.
It's any permanent spell.
Any permanent, which is another reason why I'm very, very cautious about instants and sorceries. Because like unless you want to like use your timeless witness on it, there's like no way to get those back. Once they're in the graveyard, they're gone.
That's not ideal.
No. Enchantment package, I think, is like
standard.
Mostly what you'd expect. There is a food chain in this list. There's no what is it? Eternal Scourge.
Oh, what? You don't need Eternal Scourge.
No, like most
Lumra does the thing. Food chain or you don't need
there's so many unfair things about this deck. We don't need to break food chain. We just need another way to kill Lumra.
We don't need infinite creature mana. I need semi-infinite creature mana.
Because apparently we wanted another win attempt that was non-deterministic.
That seems better. I don't think there's a ton of crazy lands. Again, this is Lumra, so you're playing with a lot of different lands. But like specifically for Lumra, I don't see anything crazy. Pit of Offering is pretty funny. It just says enters exile up to 3 target cards from any graveyards, and either adds colorless or mana of the exiled color.
I adore this card. It is so good against breach lines, reanimator lines. I think that as a somewhat fringe turbo list, your biggest opponent is other like turbo lists.
Yes.
And so oftentimes those are going to be along the lines of like Rakdos, Grixis, or like Dimir kind of stuff. And so being able to like target some of the most consistent win lines outside of our colors has been super duper helpful. Petrify Field, actually just to the left of Pit of Offerings, is another one I've been super duper in on. Because we're on so many land sacrifice outlets like Zuran Orb or Sylvan Safekeeper, this is a really, really easy way I found to sandbag like a Beseju or like a Talon Gates.
Yeah.
Because then I can just eat it, send it to the graveyard, and then use Petrified Field to bring it back to him.
And the other thing you could do, I mean, this is a little more niche, you can crop rotation for it. So like, oh, my Beseju's in my yard or my Shifting Woodlands in my yard, I'll crop rotation for a Petrified Field they don't expect. Get back the Beseju or Shifting Woodland, use it. They think it's engraved. They think it's gone forever, right?
Absolutely, yeah. Or you eat the Beseju to cast the crop rotation.
Yes.
It's the super duper fun. It opens up like a lot of like not necessarily like win lines, but I think it lets us kind of do what we're already doing, but in different and more diverse ways.
Yeah.
High Market is something I'm currently on.
I love High Market.
It's super duper cool.
Yeah.
Not entirely sure how long it's gonna stay in. I'm always trying to go up in lands, but also I want to make sure that like they're doing as much as possible.
Yeah. It still adds mana, I think, is the biggest thing. It sacks or adds mana. So you don't have to just be like, oh, this land just sucks my creature and doesn't do anything else. That's tough, right? So
but with cards like Lazotep Quarry, which is incredible. It not only sacrifices a creature, but also it can turn itself or create a token of a creature in your graveyard. I think that like High Market may just need to do like a little bit more. So
totally fine.
Stocks are low on High Market. You heard it here first.
Everything else is phenomenal.
Everything else. Hickory Woodlot, banger. And believe me, I know bangers.
Ghost Quarter, banger. I think that's pretty much it. We can go over some of the quick lines, but besides that, I think that's like most of, especially the new stuff, right? We're seeing from the Lumra, from the Bear.
Oh yeah, thank you so much, Edge of Eternities,
dude. Yeah, I was saying someone in design team is loving Lumra. I'll say that much.
And we love you, design team. Just make a second Edge of Eternities.
I didn't like this one.
I can be trusted. I can be trusted. Or give me Primeval Titan. One of those two at least.
I will take Prime Time. What do you say your 2 most consistent win lines are for Lumra? And then we can look at the primer too if you want. I know there is a primer in this list.
Yeah, the primer is definitely a labor of love. Shout out to a lot of the people in the Discord who have pointed out the many typos I made in writing it.
That's fine.
The almost all combos are going to go through an untapper and a land sacrifice outlet.
Yes.
So you're gonna have your Horizon Explorer, your Tiller Engine, your Amulet of Vigor, causing your lands to enter untapped. Then you're gonna have a Sylvan Safekeeper, a Zuran Orb, Famished Worldsire.
Yes.
To just go gobble, 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 gobble.
Yeah. If you're not familiar, the loop with Lumra is just like he's saying,
Mhm.
eat your lands by sacrificing them anyways, or Norm just says sack gain 2 life. That doesn't matter, right?
Yeah.
You're just getting rid of them and then getting them all back with Lumra,
Mhm.
but because they enter untapped, you're making all the mana
Mhm.
and then casting Lumra again
Mhm.
because you have no lands, which
Yeah.
sacrifices Lumra. Oh my
Absolutely.
gosh.
Yeah. Lumra's primary ability is that she'll mill 4 cards and then bring them all the lands in your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. But then her power toughness is based off the amount of lands that you have.
Yep.
So if you have an untapper, you're able to just get oodles and oodles and oodles of mana. And if you have a land sacrifice outlet, you can keep sending them to the graveyard while also killing your commander.
Yes.
Um,
It's like a perfect combo. It's a lands combo. It's perfect.
So once you've assembled this kind of like Rube Goldberg of like you're getting like a ton of stuff coming in and out of your graveyard, how do you then like transition that to a win? Usually we can use cards like Command Beacon,
Yes.
which is going to let us subvert like commander cost, or we'll use something like Mirror Pool, which has an activated ability that lets you create a copy of a creature. It creates a token copy. So now instead of paying 6, then 8, then 10, then 12, then 14, we're just playing 5 and then 5 and then 5 and then 5.
Exactly. And making it way easier. Instead of spending 20 mana on your commander, you're spending 6 again.
And then we're moving from casting things an infinite amount of times to just activating things an infinite number of times.
Yes.
And then usually the most consistent win is almost always going to be Sunscorched Desert.
Yes.
Which is a land that when it enters pings a target opponent for 1 damage. There's a couple mana-less lines where if you have a Shaya out, that's going to turn Lumra into a land. So then you can have Vesuva, a land which becomes a copy of other lands, enter as a Lumra itself, which means it's going to keep sacrificing itself and bringing itself back. And then you can use Lotus Field, which on ETB has you sacrifice 2 lands. You can just have Lotus Field sacrifice itself and Sunscorched Desert. So then Vesuva is going to keep killing itself. Lotus Field is going to keep killing itself and Sunscorched Desert.
And then you keep getting all the ETBs. Yep.
It's just all triggered abilities.
It's like Blue Farm's worst dream, I'd say. Playing against Lumra because they only play, Forcible, Pact, Mind Break Trap.
Yeah.
There's only so many things they could deal with you. And again, most of your things are either activated abilities or creatures. So what do? They silence you and you're like, okay, I'll just keep winning through silence. I don't know.
Now the only person I have to worry about is the tie player.
Now I have protection and lose to an OBM that doesn't kill me. So
thank God. Your worms chanted all my opponents for me. And one of the but the crazy thing is Sunscorched Desert isn't strictly necessary. Actually, one of the longest running threads in the Discord
is if you play it or not.
Was if you in the single card discussion is if it's necessary, because there is another line using Gearreach Sanitarium.
Yes.
Where I think Fairy Mastermind has kind of popularized using Endurance or Green Sun Zenith to draw your opponents out without drawing yourself out. So I think that's like a very, very consistent win line in like a lot of other decks with like Fairy Mastermind, like Smothering Tithe or something.
Garbage similar to Mastermind says pay 2, tap it. Each player draws a card, then discards a card. So it's just kind of, again, same thing. But instead they discard. Yeah, you just can put your Green Suns back in your deck, draw that card. Oh, I'll cast Green Sun Zenith. Oh, I'd like to everybody draw a card.
Yeah.
I'm going to cast Green Suns. It'll go over and over.
I have a response. Okay, cool. I have a response to your response. Anything else?
Yeah. I'll keep going. How about that?
And, kind of going back to that like MTG Arena story, but before you start a Gearreach Sanitarium loop, I can also just strip mine all my opponents, besage you like they're permanents.
Yeah. And move phases before their mana is there.
Yeah. And so there's just there's a lot of ways to have it be like very, very protected. With Gearreach, you do lose some of the mana-less options, like with Ashaya, if you end up cutting Sunscorched Desert. But it's also very difficult to interact with. Shout out, that was the Gearreach loops was one of those things where it was in the list before a lot of us realized there's actually something you could do, as often is the case with like lists like this. So
it also just says draw card, discard a card. So that's good for filtering for Lumra also, right?
Oh yeah.
I think that's all we got for this Lumra list for today. But we have another list of yours.
This one actually started. Shout out to Ya. Ya was like, Eric, I know you're a lands guy. You love playing lands. Is there like a lands Rog Thras? And I was like, well, boy, do I love lands. If you love lands, you should definitely play Lumra. If you like, kind of
You guys heard it here first. Eric likes land.
yeah, a white guy that loves land. How American. sorry.
Apologize. It's funny.
Something that I really enjoyed about playing Lumra was it gave me this like kind of opportunity to play this very like this huge like I feel like I'm solving a puzzle every single game, and it's really difficult to interact with, and it's something I feel like I could play forever without getting bored. So that's a huge reason I love playing it. I think that is also something that Rog Thras offers.
Yeah,
I think it's
very well.
But you get to be in blue, which rules.
I like blue.
Blue
I like
is
draw engines.
awesome. And plus, I don't know. Rog Thras has always had a special spot in my heart. Because there's like a lot of people in Denver that play it. Like you, especially, I think are the one that comes to mind for me. And so part of me, whenever I play this, I'm like, this is Colorado's
Heart and soul, baby, heart and soul.
But also, I don't want to make you responsible for the terrible decisions that I've made when putting this together.
I'm seeing some interesting stuff. I'm not saying anything. I do see the Maze of Ith combo with maggots of the Candelabra.
Yeah, people never see that one coming.
Oh my gosh! Why are you attacking with a 1/2 at my 4/4? Oh, I'm dead. Okay,
idiot, you're not on Timna. It also like is the amount of times that I've been able to crop rat for a Maze of Ith to then hit like a Tivit that's like attempting to like take infinite terms. Like there's a lot of like very weird linchpin moments that go through like the combat step.
yes.
And then yeah, I think that like kind of going back to that Heartwood storyteller thing of like I think I try really hard to put myself in positions where the worst possible thing that can happen to me is a draw, where I'm either going to get 5 points or 1 point. And I
It's
think
like the not bad stacks. It's like the good stacks.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
One example of I think of like quote unquote like invisible stacks is land untappers like Hope Tender or Crows and Restorer. Because suddenly like there is one more swan song at the table because Raul's got it in, and he's like the famous thing of like, can anyone untap my land and draw me a card?
Yes.
Funny that you say that. Yeah.
I'm gonna cycle this card that says untap a land, recycle it. I don't remember what it's called, but it exists. It exists.
Most things in green, it goes infinite with Ashaya. Because once these are lands, they can all untap themselves in addition to like your Guy's Cradle or something.
Yeah.
So you can just like create infinite green and then infinite blue and infinite red, or so in addition to kind of being these like it essentially similar to like a Cannon Basalt situation. I think they also open up like a lot of lines of like interaction. Because I love things that allow me where I can like really aggressively tutor with the expectation that like this is both like a combo for me, but also holding the door open for if like me and you need to stop like a blue farm player or something.
And I love that. It looks again pretty standard Rog Thras besides the more untapper lines, Ashaya and is there Quirion? No Quirion Ranger.
That's an Elvish Reclaimer.
Okay. So no Quirion, but Ashaya just because you have all the lands things, and then untap your more your lands, and then a Boro stuff. It's similar to regular style Rog Thras, just a little more lands focused.
Yeah,
it's good interaction suite too, which I like.
It's fun. I definitely like. I'm not here to be like this is your Rog Thras player's favorite Rog Thras. I'm not like, if you're on Song of Creation, you're an Thundertrap trainer. No, I specifically built this because it was just like a kind of a thought experiment between me and Jan, and it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
You've also got like I'm on Simic Groach.
That's why I saw that too.
I think Beseiju and Ottawa are just some of the most powerful things you can be doing in CDH if another opponent is like making a win attempt.
And if you have to play it, you have to play it. But later, I'll bounce it.
Yeah, super nice. Or also I'm on like Ice Till and a couple other like extra lands things.
Yeah.
So multiple times I'll tap Guy's Cradle, play Simic as my land for a turn.
Balance Guy's Cradle.
Yeah. I
really means your Cradle's Beseiju proof because you can just keep playing it from graveyard.
Yeah.
I like that.
No, it's fun. I've been enjoying it. I think that Thrasios Thrasios is really good in the zone right now, as is Rograk.
Yes.
They're both very good.
Even totally separate. They're phenomenal.
So I think it's super duper cool. And then also I love that I think Rog Thras I think it is. It opens the door for a lot more archetypes than I think a lot of other like meta decks.
Yeah.
Like I think that like if you're like blue farm, in order to like experiment with cards, you kind of have to take a few L's. Because like
good few
it's
L's.
so good. Like the list is like so consistent, but also I think that means that like you're not that you're like locked into like you don't get to have any fun and you don't get to play any cool cards. But you definitely don't get to play like Elvish Reclaimer. So
Yeah.
I think that this
You're stuck with like a 90 card deck and you could put 10 cards in there. Maybe aren't the best, but like you really got to keep those.
Yeah.
90 cards.
Don't want to play Dispel or Miscast.
Yeah, exactly.
As opposed to like I don't know, like you like tripled the cost of sudden substitution.
I know.
When you made top cut,
It went from like $2 to like $5. I was like, oh, it's a one print card. I didn't know this until like later, but I was like, yeah, it's one print in a precon. That's it. It doesn't exist anywhere else.
Yeah. Or stuff like Savage Summoning or things like that. It's just really cool. So
yeah, fun cards.
Yeah. Love fun cards, love fun.
But only a few of them.
Yeah, hot take, big fan of fun. I would love to see what fun cards are you on?
I think you said it too. Savage Summoning right now is something I'm on. Let's go over to the list. It's about that time for Thrasios Corner. We started a little early, but it's time. I am playing Emrakul right now, which is
hot.
Been very fun. It's won me quite a few games already. And my opponents are like, "Oh, I'll just counter whatever you do." I'm like, counter this. I dare you." I don't care if you counter this. It's definitely a fun one too. It's tough over spell table, but in person it's way more fun because I just say, "Okay, move. I'm sitting in your chair. Give me your hand."
Yeah, take a lot.
you could go get a snack or something.
Yeah, go talk with Baldy or something. Yeah.
No, it's super fun and it costs a lot less. And in the deck where you have 1 billion mana, it's like kind of easy to cast. I'm not saying it's 2 mana, but it's like 6 or 7 mana. It's not that insane.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really cool.
That
Savage
Summoning,
really cool too.
If people don't know, Savage Summoning does, it's a 1 mana instant. This spell can be countered. The next creature spell you cast this turn can be cast as though it had flash, and it can't be countered, and enters with a +1/+1 counter on it. Phenomenal card and rate for what you're getting, especially that mid to late game where you have to put some kind of unstoppable win on the stack. It helps you go like, cool, I have this Aboro on the stack that has flash and uncounterable. Good luck.
Yeah, there's like I find that
good.
oftentimes when you're looking for a flash enabler, one of the difficult things is to be able to cast a creature because Skyfall Color doesn't do it. But there's usually, for the most part, really only one creature you need to cast, especially like if you like resolve a Boro. If you already have like Thrasios out, then you can just get to your emergent zone
exactly,
and then you're good to go. So I think guaranteeing that you'll be able to get one creature of flash speed, especially for a green pip, which is
so easy.
Come on.
Cradle deck.
Yeah, I think it's underplayed, so it's really cool to see you on it.
Yeah.
Hopefully that one also raises in price $3.
I'm gonna sell them all. I bought so many. No,
how long has it been on Frantic Search? I know that one that kind of comes in and out.
Frantic Search, I've been on for a while. I saw everyone on Snap when I kind of like helped develop the list and like make it better. And I was like, why am I not on Frantic Search? I know it's 1 more mana, but like it has 3 lands.
Yeah.
And puts 2 cards that I don't like in my hand into the graveyard.
Get out of here.
Or my Breach into the
Get out of here, brain freeze.
Yeah. I don't want this Brain Freeze in my hand. It puts the Breach in graveyard for like shifting woodland too and things like that. So it's like, oh, well, now I have this Aboro in grave. You can't stop this ability. I don't know.
Is this an indication that we're gonna see a hidden strings from you in the near future?
Probably not.
Probably not.
Is it combat damage?
Yeah, you do have to.
Rog doesn't deal combat damage.
No, that's true.
It's a little harder.
Unless you neoform for Rog, so he enters with.
True. I can Savage Summoning Rog. Oh my goodness. I think everything else is pretty stock.
Yeah.
I don't have anything else fun. I mean, Storm Splitter is really fun, but I think it is legitimately just a good win con too.
Yeah.
So I don't concede as much more fun. That's pretty much it for me. I'm gonna go and look at Raul's list a little bit because he also made some changes. I know he's not on pod right now, but he's here in spirit. Yeah, dude, he has been really enjoying the Snapcaster with, I think, gifts. We'll check, make sure. Oh, we're not on gifts right now. Okay. It's just good for like getting back a Demcon or Demonic Tutor or Creature Tutor. Pretty much anything. and has flash. So you're like,
Yeah.
oh dang, there's a pact in my graveyard. I have to pass on your game-winning spell. Oh, 3-step priority. I'll pack it again.
Yes, Snapcaster Mage. I think I don't know if this is true. My experience is that you tend to see Snapcaster Mage. Correct me if I'm wrong, Raul, but from players who have like played other formats than cEDH.
Yes.
I think that like people like me who played like a little bit, and then I'm like, oh, I could buy a precon. This, like Snapcaster, I think it's never especially been in vogue, or like there hasn't been like a Snapcaster like zeitgeist in the last like year or two. But I think it's like really, really strong, and it very, very much I think fits in that like, if you know how to like play around it well, you're going to be able to go under the radar of like all your opponents. And so I think it's something that we started seeing a lot more in the last, I would say like 5 or 6 months, and I like it a lot. I think more people should be playing it.
Card's phenomenal. Again, a second silence, a second demonic tutor, a second game-winning creature tutor. It's like just really good.
Yeah, you can cast it. Put your Flare of Denial back in a hand and then sacrifice it, or just so many different things.
I don't think so.
Oh no, because it doesn't put in a hand. It's a flashback cost.
Yeah. But good thinking.
Okay. If you're willing to cheat, that could work for you.
If you're willing to take that GRV and get disqualified, no.
Cheating, underexplored area in cEDH. Hot take.
Cut that.
If you haven't thought about it. No, don't. That was the Red Bull talking.
And then I think the other big one he was testing Hunting Grounds and said it wasn't like the best for him. I was a little interested when he said he was playing it, but I think
the hot take is in there isn't what's in the enchantment slot, it's what's missing.
This is a sideboard.
Oh, just a
sideboard.
sideboard. Oh, okay. Press exciting the sideboard?
I hope not.
Okay, that makes way more sense. I was like, holy cow, someone has been spending way too much time on Reddit.
That's not, I was looking at sideboard to show you what.
Okay. Wow.
But no, I think again his list is very good. He's doing more of the Boros stuff right now, testing out like Scoot Swarm, things like that for Cradle, TNT. I think again it's worth a shot. He might just go back to normal, but if he's enjoying it and likes it, I mean, this might be the list for it.
So I have a question for you. Yeah. Oculus was without a doubt the flavor of the month a little bit ago,
like 4 or 5 months ago. Yeah.
I think that now that like, we're a little bit past it. I don't think it's like, people in like Blue Farm were like, it's cracked. But do you,
in Blue Farm?
What? I mean, yeah, it's so good you can run anything. Do you think that like Oculus is like here to stay, or do you think it's going to be one of those like a Polywog Prodigy card where it's like people like it, it's cool.
Yeah.
They're always going to add it, and then they're always going to cut it like a week later. What do you think?
I think it was kind of like that for me, right? It was kind of like a Polywog where I was like, oh, dude, this is really cool. I just don't have the ability to play this anymore. I have better cards I need to be playing, and it's super fun and good sometimes, but like, I think it's kind of a more flavor of the month one. With this style of deck, I think it makes a lot more sense, or like, Rog Thras, but I don't think it is enough in most decks, even though you get 3 free bin cards and 3 free creatures, really, essentially. It's also really impossible to cast.
Yeah,
you don't want to exile 6 cards from your graveyard, like ever.
And then you're like, well, yeah, but I'm casting it. I'm just like creature tutoring for it.
Yeah,
you're a creature tutor in for like 4 colors though, where you have access to like Thassa's. So
Bowmaster,
you got all these tutor for that.
Abolisher,
or heaven forbid you get a devoted druid out there for an Abolisher.
Yeah.
And so I think that Oculus was better, I think, when everyone was on Mirror Maiden Copy Enchantment.
Yes.
And those cards I think for the most part have kind of like stepped back into people's sideboards.
We're getting a little more turbo, and I think that's just how it's going right now. I mean, we see, like you're talking about the Lumra, like you're playing more turbo Lumra than mid range, right? And I think that's the right place to be in right now when we see so much cope and Ristics. Just put a jam. They tap off a Ristic, dude. Here's a Breach, or here's a Lumra with an untapper, and I win.
Yeah.
Good luck. I don't know.
Yeah, here's an ad nos. And then they're like, I'll let it resolve. You're like,
why? Yeah. You're letting it resolve. Just means you don't have anything.
Just say you kept a greedy mulligan. We all know.
All right.
We all talked about it too.
I think that's end of our Thras Corner and the time we have today. Thank you again, Eric, for joining us today.
Thanks for having me on. It was so great getting to be here.
I'm so glad you're back. I'm appreciative of seeing you again.
Yeah, super excited to play some games later.
a lot of games later.
Are you going to any like big tournaments? Are we going to see each other in Top Cut soon?
Hopefully. I'm going to both Fishbowl in San Diego and then Cookout in, I believe, Georgia. Hopefully you're going to go to one or two of those.
Definitely going to Fishbowl.
Awesome.
Don't know about Cookout. It's been a long time since I've been to Georgia. I grew up in northwestern Florida, and I still have swap ass like 10 years later. So the humidity may keep me away, but definitely want you to go to Fishbowl.
Well, that's good. I hopefully we'll both see you there and Cookout. At least I'll see you guys. But yeah, appreciate you guys all for stopping by and hanging out with us. Got to see some Lumra lands and stuff. But
yes. Shout out to the Critical EDH, the critters. I'm
crazy.
I'm trying to find ways to get a March meltdown that don't involve being like racist in some way. So I think getting a lawsuit from Critical Role is my best inroad.
It's worth the 20 grand. It's worth it.
I want it that's my unofficial goal, is getting a meltdown in the most normal way possible that doesn't involve singling out any minority or people group. But the Critical EDH, we've got a YouTube channel. Go check it out.
Yes.
We also have a league that has been popping off. Great place to play games.
Dude, we're at 389 entries, almost 400 people, and it's the 13th day of the month.
Yeah, shout out to Austin and Logan and Jason. Things have picked up at my work, so I'm spending most of my days at like the libraries these days, but I'm watching notifications pop up all the time of them handling tickets or responding to people.
Firing.
So that is very much like huge shout out to them. It's their success. It's something that they're doing really, really well. Go be a part of it. Definitely. You can definitely like farm me for points. Probably not Pigeon, but you could. Me and Raul, you get points from me and Raul.
I don't know about that. No, but dude, yeah, you guys have been doing phenomenal, and we appreciate it. So, big shout out, and thank you guys all again for hanging out. So.